Hello YouTube, I'm Shane.
And I'm Caden.
He's a little man.
And welcome to the shed.
Right, and today we're going to install this. What is it, kiddo?
Track bar bracket and sector shaft brace.
Good job, he remembered it. He's been trying. Anyway, let's open it up and see what's inside. Alright, so this isn't an unboxing video. I've already opened it up, I've already had a look at it, but I'll just show you what there is. Obviously there is the sector brace and the big bracket. You can see it's made by, I think it was 6mm steel. It's quite heavy, quite strong, and it's actually been approved by a Queensland engineer. We've got the actual brace pieces and the bolt hardware in here. You can see, again, nice big strong unit bolt, everything we need. The instructions, very clear, really good. I've already had a good look through them. Had to go out and buy a new socket, the all-important sticker, and I got some Mentos. Alright, so let's crack into it. So this is obviously the area we're going to be working in. It does involve removing the steering box bolts, which are all through here. Now, I'm going to try to begin with to leave the wheel on just to see if it can be done. Apparently it can, but it's probably pretty awkward. Anyway, I'm going to give it a try. Hopefully I can. Otherwise, I'll take the wheel off. You'll see that and we'll go through it. But first thing to do is take the track bar bolt out. Now to undo the steering box nut.
Now we're reinstalling the steering box nut.
Alright, so the next piece we're supposed to put on is this, over that nut. But what I'm going to do is just remove all the steering box bolts and just test fit the brace, make sure that it's all good, and then I'll go throwing this on and refitting it all. Alright, so the spring's in the way of these two bolts here for the steering box. So what we're going to do is slowly jack the vehicle up and just loosen that spring off. See how we go. Alright, so I'm really struggling with this top bolt. I finally got it, loosened it off, but it has nothing to do with the tyre still being on, and just, I guess, the size and location of the spring. So anyway, I'll keep going at it and get that one off. I'll shove some screwdrivers into these holes, get these ones off so the whole steering box doesn't drop too much. So we'll crack into it. Alright, so we've got the bearing in place, or put onto the bolt. We got the little man undoing the last of the bolts holding the steering box on. Time for the brace to go on. Alright, so the brace is on. What I found was that just sliding this track bar bolt through helped with locating and holding this in, the actual bracket in place. Tightening up these two are obviously easy to get to. The bottom one's not too bad, but I really struggled with the top bolt in there. Now what I ended up having to do was jack the car up and get to it. So they're just on there snug, they're not on tight, but we'll go through, put the track bar on, line the brace up, get that in, and tighten everything up. Come on, Mr. Muscles. Come on. Up here. Whoa, hold on. Okay. Alright, so the brace is on. Hooray! High five. Alright. All good to go. There's a few alignment issues. I've got to sort out the braces now hitting the spring perch for some reason, so I'll have to shorten up the track bar, and then I don't know, maybe take it in for a wheel alignment, something like that. But someone's gone in and got changed into some motorbike riding gear. I think I've got a little bit of a hint going on. Alright, so it's installed. So what do I think of it? Well, let's get one thing out of the way first. This is in no way, shape or form sponsored, anything like that. I don't know why everyone seems to think that everything on YouTube as a review is sponsored. Tough Toys brought this out as a pre-order. I paid full price. I just bought it like everyone else. I just looked at it and went, you know what, that is a great product. Australian made, done by, well, it's engineered in Queensland by an Australian engineer. And it resolves, well, it either resolves a problem of the panhard rod bolt ovaling out. If that's not happened, it just reinforces it. Now, mine hadn't ovaled out. There was nothing wrong with mine at all. I just looked at it as, you know what, that's future-proofing and bulletproofing my rig. That's why I ordered it, that's why I got it, and that's why it's on. All right, so when we first look at it, the instructions, they are awesome. They have some really good, just general information, along with all the instructions that you need for it. Now, what I will say is that it's a lot more cramped under there than what this is, but it makes it perfectly clear in the instructions that, you know, so it shows right here, the pitman arm and the track bar are not shown for clarity. That's great. It shows you exactly what needs to go on. The next thing was actually getting the bearing on. Using anti-seize, yep, all well and good. It went on, but because this is designed so well, tolerances are so tight, it was actually really hard to get on. You can't quite wiggle it, which is absolutely great. It means that it's on there really firmly, really nicely. And I'm sure there is a way to get it on. I just struggled a little bit. Got it on there fine in the end. But yeah, so that was it. And then obviously we've just got all the rest of it. It all went on very self-explanatory. Oh yeah, so one thing, you don't have to take the tyre off to do it. We managed without taking the tyre off doing it, but don't recommend it. If you can, or if it's a space or anything like that, take the tyre off. It just makes it so much easier for access under there. You've got heaps of room. Yeah, I did it to see if it could be done, and it can be, but I certainly won't recommend doing that. If I had to do this again, I would be taking the tyre off in a heartbeat. Just for the access of it makes it so much easier. Now I'm going to say again, due to my alignment that I had, the actual bracket itself, let's grab this. The bracket's obviously bigger than a stock area that's going over. It's going over the top of it. So the way my diff was set up from the wheel alignment, it was pushed over a little bit. So as soon as I put the bracket on, it was just touching and hitting the actual spring hanger. So for me, I had to shorten up my panhard a little bit. Again, if you haven't seen the previous video, I've got adjustable panhards through all of this. Not a difficult task. I just had to readjust it. That was nothing to do with the kit. That was the way this was, and obviously when it's been aligned prior, the diff hasn't quite been centered. Alright, so it's been a couple of weeks, and how does it drive? Well, there's no change. There was never a problem to begin with, and so there was nothing to fix. This is just bulletproofed an issue that could potentially pop up. I'm really happy with it. Highly recommend it to anyone that's considering thinking of doing it. Thanks Steve, thanks Tough Toys, love the product. Yeah, I hear you geese.